9 o'clock, call the meeting to order.
Move to, oh, go ahead.
Move to approve the agenda?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. John, you get started.
On first, so earlier this week, we closed the Boyer 8.
It's Boyer.
What?
It's Boyer.
It's Booyer.
Yeah, see,
When you have a baby, you don't have a boo, you have a boy.
could call him Boo if you wanted to. So, I'll start with this whole life probably. The Boyer 8 bridge, depending on where you live, 198th Street, Southwest Woodbine. So we closed that. The pile of rotten. I was hoping we could shim it up, but it's beyond repair. So that one's gonna be closed until we figure out if we can get a new foundation under it. I mean, the beams are there, so, you know, a lot of the cost is covered. So, hate to tear it out if we can find a way to fix it. I'm surprised on that one, so I don't really have a plan at all.
How many miles is it to tour around that?
It's probably about 2, better. I think there's a really bad crossing to the west of there. They have to go up and over the dual tracks and the big saddle in between. I think they already had to call it the fire trucks. They're a little concerned if they can get through there, but they shouldn't have been going over the bridge either, so we're probably way past due a solution there. So we'll work with the railroad to see if we can get them in to do the crossing, or they'll flag for us when we do it. Or I really haven't worked with UP. I'm guessing they're not going to be super easy to work with.
Just depends on who you get.
Who I get. So got that going on. We haven't had phones for a couple of days. Keep calling, and all we do is get busy tones on everywhere we can link to. I think only one of our shops has a phone currently. So not just our office, it's all of our shops. But we probably have that other places as well.
I think it's a countywide issue right now.
Well, the courthouse is fine. It's Windstream. We don't have Windstream. If you're interested in changing, let us know. We love our service.
Really?
Yes.
No. We might. That's kind of what's going on in the office, and kind of a resolution for you there, and that just sets a public hearing in December. And after you do that, I'll do the publications and the mailings and the other things to get ready by.
To that vacate?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I went and met with Roger Jensen and looked at this. I didn't even know it was a road there. I'm never in favor of reclassifying, but vacating and putting it back on the tax roll, I don't have an issue with.
It lays kind of odd. It goes up through this farm place. It looks more like a driveway than it's. I tried to come in from the north and I made it about halfway.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what's
what
having to find a place to turn around and get on there.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a motion to set the public hearing for December 11th?
Yeah.
What do we have here? 9 a.m.?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, John. Next, we have discussion action on board approval for bank reconciliation for all department accounts. I know last week we went through that audit. Several different departments have outside accounts. We want them to come in and show that they've reconciled, like Sheila does with all her accounts.
I think it'd be wise.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
No,
I think that'd be great.
we need to
Yeah, it should require action.
Okay.
move to approve,
Can you give an effective of what month they have to start bringing in?
January 1st, I don't know, December,
Start December.
December 1st?
Bring in November's account in December? Or
Yeah.
bring in December's in January?
Yeah, and I think that audit report, if you go back 10 years, this has been in that audit report over and over and over and over. It
This
just
isn't,
doesn't
this
do
is
that.
an easy fix, really. I'll move that the supervisors provide approval for bank reconciliation for all department accounts beginning 1 December for November.
Okay.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for doing that.
Next, we have discussion action on Board of Supervisors purchasing stamped warrants of Board of Supervisor controlled drainage districts. Sheila, I believe you're up on this one.
Well, I just, I wasn't involved in the first time when this conversation came up. And since I'm the one doing all the work and not reaping any of the benefits,
The county is.
You're not really, because since we started this, you've only earned $1,500 worth of interest. I've done more than $1,500 worth of work, myself and my staff. So I just don't feel like, I mean, that we're reaping the benefits that I think you guys thought you were gonna be getting off of it. And I don't know if it's from conversations you had with other counties that they were seeing it. But, you know, FEMA money's all done, and, I mean,
I know,
we don't have any of that coming in
Right.
anymore, and, I mean, the cost of the
A lot of
checks
it
that
is,
I
there's
gotta
just
pay
not a lot
out.
of drainage work going on.
right now, coming out of FEMA, we paid a lot of interest in 2019, 2020.
Well,
That's
some
kind of
of
why
it
we,
just, some of it just didn't get paid until recently, but,
So I guess where I'm at, Sheila, with it is if we look at the money market, you're looking at 4% interest. So if we buy a CD at 4%.
you're not anymore, not with the Fed rate coming down.
So,
So my
yeah, so it's
accounts have
coming
been
lower than
hit,
4%.
yeah, it's way lower than 4%.
But if we buy those drainage
You're
warrants, you're
almost
looking
below-
at 5%.
Yeah, those are at 5, yes, I get that, but when you're only holding it for a month, you're only getting $2.55.
So
You know
what
what
are,
I mean?
what are you proposing instead? Explain to me, kind of also so the public knows, explain to me drainage warrants. I've,
Well, that's really not my area either, I
So-
just,
Essentially, Rebecca, the drainage district doesn't have the money. So a
Right.
warrant is issued that when the money comes due, then the contractor would get paid.
Mhm.
The contractors used to hold on to these warrants if they could, or they
Right.
would sell them to a bank and a bank would buy it. And then when the money comes due, the county pays that warrant.
right,
and the
But
interest.
it might be 2 years down the road before that tax is collected.
Yeah.
right. And so we're wanting to let the board of
We-
supervisors?
all the controlled districts by the Board of Supervisors, I write a check, say to Rick, he gets them, and then we'll write Rick a check for the face value. Then the county will hold those warrants until they can be redeemed, and then the county gets the interest. I'm just saying, since we've started this, we haven't gained that much interest, so I just don't know really where you guys want it to be.
I don't know this
Put it out
gaining
there.
interest is, the point was us paying interest out on the warrants. And like I say, we paid a lot. If you ever had another natural disaster, we'd pay a lot again. I guess, Sheila, where I'm at, I'd like to keep it the way it is. We kind of went through that, that's why we changed it back in 2020, I think it
That was
was.
way before me.
Yeah,
So rather than paying interest, even though we're not getting that much interest, at least we're not paying interest.
not paying
So
interest.
the district is paying interest regardless.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
The
they
drainage
pay
district,
interest.
but they're
Yeah.
paying it to the county.
County
versus-
rather than individuals, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm fine leaving it how it is
Yeah,
right
I
now.
am too.
Okay.
I don't think it takes a motion to really have that in place, so.
Yeah, no, you already have it in place, I just
And I understand.
put it out there
that's
on the
fine.
table, I wasn't
Yeah.
part of the discussion in the beginning, and now that I'm doing all the work, I'm just not, you know, I'm looking at it from an investment point, what I see when I do my other investments and stuff, and I'm just not seeing it yet, so maybe it'll happen, I'm just not seeing it
Sure.
now.
Yeah, it's where we have big type things, big projects is where it makes a big
It
difference.
doesn't hurt to review it every so often.
No, you
No.
certainly can, yeah.
Okay.
No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have discussion action on survey for Raglan Highway District. I know last week we
Approved the
decided,
work.
yeah, and I talked to Rick, and then something happened where that got stopped.
I talked to Rick about it, because if we're, there's a question of whether or not that water is actually gonna drain to the west.
Well, that's up to whoever's doing the work, they're not supposed to.
So now where we're at is we have to probably decide if we want to survey it.
Because if we dig that ditch out and it doesn't go to the west,
Mhm.
it's uphill, we just
Right,
made the landowners pay a whole bunch of money for something that's not gonna.
it's not a bad idea to
No,
survey.
it's
It costs a
gonna
couple
cost
$1,000
probably
bucks.
$2,000, $3,000
Yeah.
more.
Right,
And then I'm not sure, like Rick and I, we met out there the other day, are we gonna have to lower tubes? I mean, it could turn into a rather large project.
Mhm.
yes,
Depends how much we want them to spend.
yeah,
Yeah, and one of the questions that was brought to me by the landowner was how much is this gonna cost? And can I spread this out over years? And my understanding is it all varies, it's a percentage, Rick kind of told me a little bit about this. Whatever that district brings in, and how large it is, it's a percentage of that on whether, if you reach a threshold of a certain percentage, then you can spread it out over.
Yeah, we spread it out over years before, yeah, we've done that.
So which landowner?
John Sampson,
The one that actually, because when we did it last week, Mason Hanson isn't actually a landowner.
he's the tenant, but the board doesn't need a petition to act.
Right, we don't need a petition, but last week we were told that we were doing it because of a petition by a landowner, and he's not a landowner.
No, but the tenant did come in and talk to us on behalf of the landowner. He had the petition
Right.
from the landowner. Anybody can go and petition. It's
Yes.
kind of goofy how the law's set up, but you cannot live anywhere near that district, and you can go say, I want that district cleaned up. It's up to the trustees to then decide whether they're going to
Yeah.
entertain.
That's not my understanding of the law, is that the landowner has to be, Iowa code, the landowner, if you're gonna do it because of a petition, the landowner has to do it.
But
In
the
this
board of
case,
trustees can act on its own.
Yes, they can, but what I'm saying is, last week it was presented as, Mason Hanson was asking for it, and he's not a landowner.
He was here on behalf of his landowner. He was-
But that's
No,
not,
I think it's-
that's not what the minutes say. The minutes say petition for Mason Hanson. And so, and now John, you said, is asking how much it's gonna cost. Did he understand last week when Mason came with, which, when I went and asked for the petition, it was nowhere to be found. Did the landowner understand that?
Yes. The landowner's been in this conversation from the beginning. When we were talking about possibly putting them into the spur lane.
yeah, your drainage guy is our liaison for that, so.
Right,
This has been being worked on for months,
okay?
If you wanna talk to me about terraces, I could talk to you about
and I
terraces.
don't know anything about this. So we need to decide today if we want to survey it and instruct Bolton Bank.
What's your recommendation, survey it?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's nothing been done out there for 50,
Years.
60 years.
okay,
So
that's
we'll
the expert.
decide whether we'll drain or not, by the
Okay.
surveyor.
And then if we survey it, then we'll have the surveyor come back and tell us if it's gonna drain to the west, if it makes sense to do it.
Well, he's gonna tell you what you have to do
He's
to
gonna
make
give
it
you a
drain.
full
west.
Report,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'll be a full report. And that'll go to whoever bids on that and takes that work, then they have the diagram how to do it right, Yep, the plans. I'll move to approve to do a survey on the Raglan Highway Drainage District.
A second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carries.
You don't want the survey?
I just don't like spending extra money.
I know,
I always wanna make sure that it's gonna drain before you make them spend all that money, because.
We have $5 in that account, just so you know.
How much?
$5.29.
Yeah. So that's another one, we'll issue a warrant and wait till we set the rates for next year to,
Yeah,
the
we'll
money
be
to come back.
paying warrants for that year now.
What's that?
We'll be paying the warrants now, in warrants for 5% interest.
Okay. All right.
Okay. That's all we have until, well, I guess we can do.
Public comments, yeah, but the rest part
And then we
is
have
just IT stuff.
minutes from November 6th meeting, and then we have November 12th, yesterday when we canvassed.
I'll move to approve the 6th and the 12th, is what you said?
Yep.
Minutes?
I'll second. I have,
Any further discussion?
yeah, I just am questioning whether or not that petition, it says the board was petitioned by, so, does that need to be corrected?
I mean, Mason was here petitioning.
Okay,
We got a verbal petition from him and a written petition from John. Call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You guys have any updates?
No.
I have a question, I guess. Did we ever hear anything on those Missouri Valley properties?
They're not interested.
So we're stuck with it.
Did you at one time said something about possibly,
Yeah, there was an individual who was interested in buying the one.
But that's not part of me though,
No,
that's
it's
No.
all you guys.
We would have to have a public hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to put that on the agenda maybe, sometime.
Almost make that
He
reasonable
hasn't-
enough to pay for his tree, so.
He hasn't come to your office yet, has he? He has to actually submit
Request,
requests,
yeah.
and he hasn't even done that, so you can't put it, I mean.
No, nothing yet. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Tony won't be here next week because we have a school in Harrison County playing in the football championship.
I've never been down there, so, and last time they were even there was '97, so I'll be dead by the next time they go, so. I was gonna go watch the championship game. That's true.
The board will now allow up to 30 minutes for comments from the public. The board will call speakers in the order in which they have signed up on the form provided. Each speaker is limited to no more than 3 minutes for speaking and must first state his or her name for the record. Comments should be directed at the board as a whole and should refrain from personal attacks or from addressing individual employees or citizens. Comments should also be limited to one topic. Detailed information about the public comment policy is available upon request. We have Brad, the only one on here.
Good morning, Brad Doyle. How would a person find out, or which department do you talk to find out if your property is in a drainage district?
Michelle,
Okay,
or I can look it up.
We have
Okay.
maps for that, Brad.
okay.
Yep.
Are there maps available to the general public on the
Yeah,
county
so
website?
if you go on Harrison County Beacon,
Okay.
you can go to the
On Beacon,
Dropbox.
on Beacon, okay.
Dropbox and select drainage districts,
Okay.
and it'll pull them all up.
Yep.
So what are the purpose or what is the authority surrounding these drainage ditches? Obviously, it's water flow.
Right.
But what is the general purpose? Just to maintain the natural flow of water in this area?
And the people, why we have the districts is the people in those districts have to pay for any improvements done to it.
Okay,
So, and those are drawn, we changed one a couple of years ago.
Yeah, the only reason for a district is when neighbors can't get along and they
Okay.
need an outside person to
Yeah.
make decisions.
and not every property necessarily is inside of a district?
Correct.
Okay. If there's a drainage issue that's not in a district, then does that become the purview of the county engineer?
No. We actually have a drainage engineer out of Des Moines.
Okay,
If it's not in a district and there's a drainage issue, it becomes between landowners.
Yeah. And we do have places like that.
okay.
We've tried to establish a new one 2 years ago, I guess it was, and the neighbors couldn't get along enough to even establish it, so.
So if you had an issue where they couldn't get along, then the next possible step was then to try and establish a district?
They have to petition and they have to put up a bond.
Okay. And what is the bond?
I don't know.
That one was $20,000, but I don't know what that's based on, if that is.
Yeah.
So
Somebody
there's-
comes up with an estimate of what it's gonna cost.
Okay, so there's not a minimum bond, it's based on the
Size of the district.
size of the district and the
I can't
project
answer
cost?
that for sure.
Okay, thank you.
For example, we had a SIG district, there's a mile in between that's not in a district, and then there's the Ram Peterson.
Yes.
So these guys in the middle wanted the SIG, they wanted to join the SIG district. SIG district didn't want it, so they could not get into it. So there's still a no man's land down here between the two districts. And that happens. you know.
And then in Monona County, the one we served on with them for McNeil, with that big project, there was a reclassification, and some land was removed and some land was added.
Yeah.
So once you do a reclassification, you can add and subtract from that.
Some people may not be getting benefit of it, and they're paying for it, so the engineer tells us kind of.
Okay.
There's a lot of land that gets benefit from some of these districts that don't pay in, but the amount it would cost to bring them into the district is way more than they'll ever pay. So you spend $1 to save a nickel.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we're not the trustees for all districts.
Yeah, we have
66.
66 districts.
That
And some
we're-
have their own trustees.
I was gonna say, we're not trustees of all 66.
Yes, we are.
We are?
Yeah, there's 70-some total,
Well, 66 that we have.
yes, between levy and drainage.
Okay, yeah, right.
And then
The other ones-
some are a lot more active than others too, obviously.
Well, and my understanding is, like the Raglan and the Shortley are within the Soldier Valley drainage
There's a lot of
district. Yeah, they're
sub-districts.
sub-drainage districts. It's interesting.
Mhm. That's
You
what
were right, when I agree with you when you said, really, it's interesting, you like.
Code 468 is the one that handles drainage.
Okay.
Yep. I got some of it right here, I've been reading them all.
That's all I have.
That's everything till 10 o'clock, so we'll just recess until then.
Okay? We're not going to closed session today, that's tomorrow, right? Okay.
And we're not invited anymore.
Yeah.
Right, you're out.
All right, I got 10 o'clock, let's get started back
All
up
right.
again. What do you guys got for us?
Do we have to? Okay, good, never mind.
You were just in recess.
Yeah, and this will not be a closed session. So
Okay.
this is just an introduction, please, yes. So I'll start out. So we're going to introduce ourselves here this morning. My name's Joel Roney, I'm with ISAC. I'm the IT strategy manager and kind of halfway in charge of this kind of project that we're doing today. We've been doing this since 2011. So we've visited over 60 counties in that time frame. We've had great visits each time. I mean, it's so much fun to get out and, you know, come to the county, visit with you folks, get to know what you're doing, you know, and talk about technology, because that's a fun topic that everybody loves to chat about. So the thing that we really want to stress today, be brutally honest. You know, let us know what those pains are, let us know what you want to see happen, you know, because we're going to put this report together for the board and for your department heads, and it's going to be your playbook, or it can be your playbook moving forward, you know, for what are we going to do moving forward from this to take care of some of those technology issues that we're facing today. And I'll just, like I said, I'll kick this off. So I was the ITGIS director for Worth County for 18 years. I've been with ISAC now for 3 years as this IT strategy, whatever person that I'm currently in. So,
I'm the IT director for Bryan County. I've been there for about 10 years now.
what's your name?
Tony Ante.
Okay, thank you.
Andy McGill, I'm the IT director for Webster County. Been there about 28 years.
Decades?
Decades.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jim Wigton, I'm the IT director for Monona, so I'm just right up the road there in Ottawa, and I've been there about 3.5 years.
Andrew.
Oh,
I'm Andrew DeHaan, I'm the IT director for ISAC. Been there for about 2 years, and previous to that I was IT director for Marion County for about 10 years.
I'm Austin Staley, I'm the IT director for Shelby County over here in Harlan. I was actually hired upon Joel infiltrating my area.
Careful how you say that.
They kicked the county kicked the company out that they were doing IT with and hired me. And ever since it's been quite a ride. It's been about 2.5 years I think I've been there, so I think I've turned that place around pretty good. But it's been, I've seen mountains move within the first months of me being there. It's quite the experience. So hopefully you guys are able to get that going and get somebody hired for the whole county, not just the courthouse, but sometimes you gotta start in small places. But looking forward to this today.
And Austin usually looks a lot better, but you've got, what, a three-week-old?
Yes.
3-week-old, so.
Just had a baby boy.
First one?
Third.
Oh, that's old stuff now.
So true.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm Mike Evanonen, I'm the IT director at Sioux County. I've been there 24 years.
Wow.
So, you know, this is a great project for us because it's neighbors helping neighbors. I mean, you know, we're county IT folks. You know, we're mostly local. You know, we do the same things you folks do. We support the same offices that you folks work in. So we brought a lot of experience for some of this. You know, to the county here today to talk about, you know, what can we do to help you folks out? You know, what suggestions can we make? You know, what things can we find that maybe isn't working so good right now? The thing that we always tell counties. So we were here in 2014. So we did an assessment in 2014. We have been available for you folks ever since, and we will continue to be. So, you know, we're not gonna throw a report at you and say, good luck, have fun. You know, we're a resource for you folks anytime you need us. So, you know, especially Andrew and I, we don't have real jobs, we work for ISAC, so we've got some free time. But you've got a good crew of local county IT folks and local county experience that we can certainly tap into to help out as needed. Any questions?
So what's the scope of what we're doing?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So what we want to do in this 2 days, so it's not a lot of time. I mean, it's barely 24 hours. So what we want to do is visit with each of you, each of the department heads, and talk about, you know, what's been happening, what you want to have happen. And then part of our crew is going to go through and
scan your network, you know, what looks good on your network, what doesn't look so good according to best practice. You know, what does your email environment look like? Is it set up correctly? Is it not? You know, we're gonna be focusing on cybersecurity quite a bit because, let's face it, and you folks know, you know, pretty darn good that cybersecurity can be a pain in the, you know what? Neck. Thank you. So, you know, we're really gonna focus on the security side of things, the cyber side of things, but we'll also focus on, you know, some of those operational things that maybe would make life a little easier. Or purchasing, we'll look at budgets too. I know I wanna thank the auditor's office for getting us budget numbers, because, you know, we've got a lot of experience in the room as far as purchasing goes. With a Solutions County, you know, typically you're buying from Solutions. Sometimes that's good.
Most of the time.
Sometimes you're paying a little bit of a premium. You know, so we'll look at those options. What we really want to do is at the end of those 2 days, or tomorrow, we'll sit down, have a hot wash with everybody, or just kind of a wrap-up meeting, give you our first impressions. You know, here's what we kind of found. Here's some things that are good, not so good, great, whatever. And then we'll take all that data that we collected and all the conversations that we had, and we will put that into a report that we will deliver to the board here in probably 3 weeks or so, depending upon. And then we'll have conversations after that. You know, we have counties that have asked us to say, hey, can you help us with our purchasing? You know, can you give us some ideas of what we might do differently in purchasing? I know we've had a few conversations with counties about, we're struggling with some vendors right now. What does it take to hire that internal IT person? And we certainly will help you folks with that. I know, you know, Austin was a product of that. Andrew actually was a product of that. Tony was a product of that. Jim was a product. My gosh, yeah. So
I know Monona and Shelby County supervisors have both said that was the best thing they ever did. Was hiring. It's to the point now where technology is not, you know, going away. It is a part of your lives, and it's going to accelerate. You know, some of the things we're struggling with right now is artificial intelligence. You know, are you guys using AI? How do you use AI? How do you use it safely? So that, you know, that's something that an internal IT person is going to be tasked with, is putting those policies together that works for this county, and then making sure that you guys, when you start using it, or you probably already have started using it, it's being used correctly and safely, because AI is a tool. It can be used for good, it can be used for evil. And I'll tell you right now, the bad guys are using AI that's all they're using nowadays. And it's really making it tough to keep safe, because they're leveraging artificial intelligence to come up with really creative ways to get to us. So we have to fight back. And you know, our citizens are requiring us to use more technology to engage with them as well. So, you know, I will say, you know, if you look at the IT folks in this room, you're not hiring a computer jockey, you're hiring that IT resource to guide and provide you guys vision and to help you adapt to the IT struggles and technology stuff that's coming at you in the future. Cyber education, I mean, that is a huge part of what we do. Do you guys do cybersecurity here, education?
Minimal.
Minimal, okay. You know, we will tell you right now, you know, we can buy $400,000 worth of security equipment, and all it takes is one person clicking a key, and I'm preaching to the choir here, to make all that go away and to let the bad guys in. So, you know, I think one of the things that we really stress to our group is to be that resource for all the people in the county. And it's painful. I mean, multi-factor is painful, you know, complex passwords are painful, but hopefully, you know, anybody that you bring in here, if you guys decide to go down that road, is going to be able to educate and train, and then, you know, make sure that they come up with the best solution for what works. Sorry, I said solution. The best option for what works with the county. So, and we will certainly, you know, if you guys decide to go down that road, you know, we can help with the interview process, we can help with the application process, and then the mentoring. You know, we, as a group, you're going to find out that we joke and laugh a lot. We're family. just like you guys with your affiliates. We talk every day, we share information.
I haven't really noticed it from anyone else yet, though.
Really? You, just me? Okay, well, maybe I'm a one-off, right? Yeah. And it's fun for us to get together like this, because we learn and we get to share information as well, so. Did that answer the question in a very roundabout way?
It sounds like there's more a move out of these contract things into organic IT, which I think is a great idea. And I guess, just speaking on my own experience, all our stuff in my company all resides in the cloud, but we have on the cloud, but we have VPN to get to it, with passwords to get to it, so it's much more secure than just a computer, obviously.
Sure.
Is that what you're envisioning? I mean, I'm just, what do you see laying out here if we went this route?
So, I mean, what you want to do is really bring somebody in that can be a part of the county, and has that ownership, right? That's one thing, when I was at Worth County just for myself, I became a part of the county. I became a part of that team. The sheriff and I would get into knockdown dragouts, but at the end of the day, we were both friends, we were both trying to get to the same place. We found agreements, we found ways to get things done. But being internal, I don't like answering those 3 o'clock in the morning phone calls. External, they don't really care. I mean, every time you pick up the phone, they make money. So, as opposed to an internal resource, I don't want you guys calling me, I want you to be happy. So, there's a different approach to how internal IT functions as opposed to external IT. Those outside vendors, we still utilize them, they have a place in that structure. Because there's certain technology things that we need them for. But you want somebody to come in here and provide you that vision. So just like your engineer. Your engineer comes in here and says, okay, we need to replace this bridge, we need to pave this road, we need to put gravel over here. That engineer is telling you what has to happen in your physical environment, your physical infrastructure. What that internal IT person is doing the same thing, only they're looking at your digital infrastructure. They're telling you, we need to fix this, we need to put this in place, we need to do this training, that is the kind of person I think most of the counties are looking for. Because cloud, some things work great in the cloud for counties, other things not so much. There's just some things that we do as counties that just doesn't adapt well to cloud. And cloud's expensive. Cloud is really expensive.
Well, we were just talking the other day, why we started to go down this road was because of that server request for $70,000 per server.
Yeah.
And it got to be, what are we doing here? We don't know what the long-term plan is.
Sure. And we certainly can provide, some of that guidance for you folks. I know if you attended the annual conference for ISAC, Andrew and I kind of stood up and talked to the supervisors and the auditors about some plans that we're trying to do to help out with some of those software issues that counties are having, especially with the Harris issues that are going on right now. So counties are in a tough spot. We haven't had a lot of options or opportunities for software companies. And when those big companies come in and buy out our little mom and pop shops and make us do things, and all of a sudden that software support goes away and that personal relationship goes away that you used to have, we have to adapt. So that's what we're trying to do now is kind of flip that script a little bit and give counties a little bit more opportunities, a little bit more options. It's going to be painful. I mean, it's short-term pain, hopefully, for long-term pain.
So you still have to have a software company, but then if you have an IT director, it changes the cost of what, does it change the cost of what you pay a
So-
software company?
What he was trying to describe was like the engineer, when you get a new bridge, your engineer says you need this new bridge, but then you hire somebody to engineer that bridge. That's essentially what you're looking at within software.
It doesn't change the cost of the bridge necessarily. You might get some better pricing if you're doing the process correctly. But it's ensuring that you're doing that at the right time. Maybe you're picking the correct one to do, those types of things. You're getting guidance on all those what ifs.
And you also have an IT person overlooking it to make sure.
Overseeing the project, make sure it's done correctly.
Well, we have Monona and Shelby here, you know about tight budgets.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're gonna wanna really know
Shelby
about
does
here.
that.
Shelby's a wealthy family.
They got all kinds of money.
Yeah. But that's one thing, we have to work within those constraints, so.
Yep.
So maybe
Go
to
ahead.
answer your question a little better is, some of your costs, yes, will go away, especially on the hardware side of things, or your IT spend that you're spending for your maintenance, for people that are supporting your hardware. Some of those costs will go away from you. But your software costs, those maintenance contracts for software, those are gonna stay there. You can't get around that. I mean, it's a subscription cost that you have to pay to have that. Just like 365, Solution has the same thing. And I'm sure, a lot of the other software you guys have, they're all subscription based. So it's where you're gonna save the money is maintaining that hardware and someone here to oversee the projects.
Competitive.
Yeah, yes.
And I mean, we've taken a look at a little bit of the financials so far, we haven't dug in too much, but you guys are spending the money. I mean, with outside IT support, you are spending the money, so, you have to look, are you getting the best bang for the buck with that outside IT support? Or does it make more financial sense to bring that inside, and do it that way? So, I mean, it's a decision that you guys have to make. But I mean, if you look at the trend, the vendors can only do so much, as far as their support goes. But when you look at that dedicated resource that's here every day and is a part of your daily life here at the courthouse and is able to adopt and adapt what the courthouse needs are and bring those technology solutions to you, you're gonna see some benefits. I'm not saying total financial benefits, but you're gonna be spending the money, I think, more wisely. I think you'll get more bang for your buck, is what we've seen. You look at Shelby, Shelby County, they were non-functional. I mean, there were days that they weren't doing business because of their IT.
6 days, I think, without anything working.
Did you have a contract person supporting that before, like Solutions or something like that?
Yeah.
Megan, did you talk to one of their supervisors about that?
Kinkel,
Yep, Steve.
Steve. Yep.
best thing they ever did.
And he was 100% against it to start with.
Really?
He was.
We talked him into it.
So
And I trust
you
these
guys,
two.
you guys have it set up now, I think, is in silos of technology, and it's hard for all those vendors, those silos, to talk to each other when they don't know what's actually going on in the middle. So it's like, we can fit this in here, but we need to talk to this. Well, we don't do that. You have to talk to these people, and so this internal person will be able to look at all these vendors, look at all your technology, and say, this is how we can bring it all together, make it work for everybody, and make it a better product overall, not just cost-wise, but efficient-wise, so that it's not paying the butt for everyone. So it just makes it easier for the whole
And
county.
you guys have everybody in the same system then?
Yep,
Sheriff,
yeah.
engineer, all that?
Everybody.
And Bo Fox said the same thing in Monona. He was against it, best thing they ever did.
Okay, it's good to hear.
Pat on the back, Jim. Look at you.
Well, for example, when you talk about cost savings, sheriff's office, well, when I took over Monona, they had an IT person for 6 years. So they were using Scantron out of Omaha and spending almost $200,000 a year, right? So they took my salary and we cut Scantron down by about half within a year and a half, 2 years. We're down to about a third of what we spend with Scantron now, just doing backup support for us and things. And then just yesterday at our board meeting, we had a server for the sheriff's department, which is ancient, right? And they needed a new one, right? So with the Scantron, they came back at $48,000 just for a big, I didn't need anything fancy, right? And it turned out as I looked through this thing, it's like $27,000 just for the hard drives. It's like, I went on Amazon, CDW, and all these places, and I could buy those hard drives for a third of that, right? And so I said, no, couldn't, sharpen your pencil. So then I went to HBS, which I know a lot of these guys use, Heartland out of Des Moines. Yesterday, the final bid was $26,000, right? So I saved about $25K just by, fighting with them and getting other bids. And then somewhere there with a battery system for the sheriffs, it was $60,000, $20,000 for labor, right? So we got several new bids, a different vendor. The entire project's now gonna be $34,000. So, just with that in the last few months, I'd like to say I've saved them probably, 50 to 60,000, which is About a tenth of my salary, but you know, hey.
I did say they
You're looking for an assistant.
So what do you need from us?
So what we're gonna do, I mean, we're gonna break up into teams, and some of the teams will be doing their scans, some of the teams will be coming out to visit with you folks, and some will be, you know, doing some security things, so, is there anybody here that can't meet with us today, or needs to meet with us now instead of this afternoon, or?
I would prefer now instead of this afternoon.
Sounds great, okay.
I prefer earlier, the better for me, please.
So this morning?
This morning would be better.
Okay, and you're?
I'm the Veterans Affairs.
Veterans, I should have, the flag should be flying.
She's an excellent public speaker too, I like her speaking.
Maybe we have an introduction of
No,
the
we
department
don't say that.
director.
Oh, yeah.
Can we, yeah, let's do.
Let's
I'm
go
so sorry.
around, Brian. We want to,
Sure, department heads, do you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Sheila, I'm the county treasurer.
Okay.
Megan, the auditor.
I'm David Shear with Public Health. I'm Thad Bodus, I'm the director for the Harrison County Conservation Board.
Brittany Freet, director for the Harrison County VA office, and my husband works for Scantron, actually, so.
That's gonna be a conversation.
They do charge a lot of money, right?
Brandon Doyle, Harrison County Sheriff.
I'm Emily, I'm the assessor.
all we don't have is the recorder.
We don't have
Oh,
the
you're
attorney.
missing a lot. You don't have an attorney.
Matt's right there.
Attorney.
Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Matt's back there, Matt.
That's right here.
Yeah,
Maintenance.
Matt, Master Law.
Matt, yeah, zoning and environmental health.
And maintenance.
And maintenance.
Septic tank. Septic tank.
lots of
So
hats.
it's foreman?
Yeah, the engineer isn't here.
Attorney EMA is at training today, but he is available if we need to.
So you have the, just, so you know, so the courthouse is here and you have the sheriff's office, a separate building. What other facilities do you have? Conservation?
Conservation.
Public health, engineers, and annex.
Okay.
So 5.
Conservation has two.
Two.
Two buildings.
Where-
The annex building too.
Where would conservation like us to meet? At the nature center or?
Yeah, nature center out there at Little Lake.
Okay,
Yep.
beautiful facility.
Yep.
But, yeah, that's fantastic.
And here's our
There's
recorder,
Felicia right
Felicia. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, we just spent a bunch of your money.
The Harrison County Recorder.
All right.
Hi.
In terms of your schedule, are you around this morning, this afternoon, tomorrow?
All day.
Okay.
Wonderful. Like I said, folks, this is a fun visit for us, getting to know you folks and getting to talk to you. And then, ask us questions too. I mean, there's a lot of county IT experience in this room. We'd certainly like to take you through, some of what we've been doing for our counties, how we've improved things, or there's different ways to do things, absolutely. So if there's something that we can bring to the table to make your lives easier, that's what we're here, that's what we're all about. So, Sheriff, is there a best way to come on over and talk to you guys, or your schedule's pretty open?
No, probably now would be best.
Okay, sounds good.
We have some run-ins stuff that we do this afternoon to get caught up in.
It looks like he's dressed for a press conference.
It's, yeah. We appreciate, the county opening themselves up to us. This can be a painful process. I mean, we're gonna be a little critical on some things. We're gonna talk about some things that maybe don't wanna be talked about, but, in the end, we're hoping this is a very positive experience for you guys, and we're gonna be here with you as long as you guys want us to be.
I appreciate your time, we do.
You bet, folks.
When you say things that we don't want to talk about, ways we're doing things wrong, or?
There's gonna be some scary stuff. I will tell you right now, we will find things. Every county, I don't care how big or how small or what you're doing, we're gonna find stuff. It's just the nature of the beast. Technology is what it is. The degree of how good, bad that is we'll talk about that. And what the severity is and what the importance of that is and how soon you might need to address it. I know the first county we went to, their switches were atrocious, awful. I mean, they weren't even hardly functioning. And nothing, we had talked with the sheriff about his environment and his switches, and bless him. Dave from Emmett County, I think it was at the time, he ran over to Radio Shack across the way and started buying switches. I mean, you gotta appreciate the guys, passion to help, but, we're like, let's talk about this first. There's a good way and a wrong way to do things, so, and we'll talk about those other options as we get into it. Did I forget anything?
I'm good, Joe.
All right. We look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow, and like I said, we'll try and visit everybody today. If we don't get to you today, we'll try and absolutely for tomorrow.
All right. Thank you all for being here, this is great.
Back here at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Sounds great. All right. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah.